Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Newsbrowse News broadcast. The Canadian press reports that experts are sounding the alarm over rising lead poisoning risks across Africa, a concerning byproduct of the continent's rapidly expanding solar energy sector. The boom in off-grid solar systems has led to a surge in demand for battery recycling, much of which occurs in informal or poorly regulated settings, releasing toxic lead into the environment. A stark example is Kenya's Owino Uhuru village, where residents continue to suffer from lead poisoning, experiencing neurological damage and respiratory issues, years after a lead-acid battery recycling plant shut down, despite a 2025 Supreme Court ruling awarding $12 million in damages to 3,000 villagers. Compensation has been slow. Experts like Lee Crawford from the Center for Global Development emphasize that while lead-acid batteries remain a cheap and widespread option, safe recycling infrastructure is urgently needed to mitigate these health and environmental dangers, highlighting the critical need for accountability across the entire supply chain. According to the Canadian press, Ukraine is making rapid military adoption of artificial intelligence essential for its survival, even as full integration across the battlefield may still be several years away. Danley Twistvok, head of the Defense Artificial Intelligence Center of Ukraine's Ministry of Defense, stated that AI is already helping Ukraine hold territory and reduce risks to its soldiers against a larger, better-resourced adversary. Tisvok emphasized that AI is not only a competitive advantage, it's about our survival, and that it enables faster decision-making and automation of parts of the kill chain. Ukraine's domestic arms sector is rapidly expanding, with over 2,000 manufacturers and military technology firms developing systems like coordinated drone swarms. While full networked battlefield integration could take 3 to 5 years, with frontlines secured by integrated hardware and software. Nearer-term goals include wider deployment of autonomous interceptors and ground-based robotic systems. Ukraine is also deepening partnerships with Western allies and Gulf states for funding, production, and data access, highlighting AI's importance for global security and democratic defensive capabilities. Britain has expelled an unidentified Russian diplomat in a tit-for-tat move, retaliating for Moscow's expulsion of a British official last month. The Parabim Lockeye, Development Kur reported Pardol Lok with the development office summoned Russian ambassador Andrei Katelin to announce the reciprocal action, condemning Russia's unjustified decision to oust diplomat Albertus Gerardus Johns van Rensburg, whom Moscow accused of spying. This diplomatic escalation occurs amid rising tensions between the two countries, fueled by recent British accusations that Russian submarines and naval units were conducting nefarious activity near critical subsea fiber optic cables in and around British waters. Britain warned that any further aggressive actions by Russia would be met with a firm and proportionate response. NBC News reports that a 45-year-old British national, born in Somalia, has been arrested in connection with a stabbing in London's Golders Green, which authorities have declared a terrorist incident. 2 Jewish men, aged 76 and 34, were injured and are in stable condition. British Prime Minister Keir Starmer and Metropolitan Police Commissioner Mark Rowley condemned the attack as anti-Semitic, highlighting a concerning rise in such incidents, especially since late 2023. The suspect reportedly has a history of violence and mental health issues. The incident follows other recent anti-Semitic attacks in the area, including arson on Jewish community ambulances and a memorial wall. Community leaders are calling for more robust action and condemnation of these targeted acts. Brent crude oil surged past $125 a barrel early Thursday, driven by stalled U.S.-Iran talks that cast doubt on the reopening of the Strait of Hormuz and a permanent end to the Iran war. Brent crude for June delivery jumped 6.2% to $125.36, while benchmark U.S. crude climbed 2.3% to $109.38. Before the war began in late February, Brent crude was trading around $70 per barrel. Reports of U.S. President Donald Trump possibly escalating the conflict further dampened hopes for a quick resolution. This oil price surge, reaching levels not seen since the 2008 global financial crisis peak, rattled world markets. Asian stock markets retreated, with Tokyo's Nikkei 225 shedding 1.6% and Hong Kong's Hang Seng losing 1.3%. The U.S. dollar, seen as a safe haven, surged against the Japanese yen to a nearly two-year high, supported by the Federal Reserve's decision to keep interest rates steady. This news comes from the Canadian press. That's all for this video. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.